like you've been SP struck. Hey, everybody.
Everyone? Oh, Marilyn.
Marilyn's on mute.
Yep.
Oopsies.
Marilyn's
way
still
to
on
start.
mute.
Can you hear me now?
What?
Yep.
Oh, shush.
I think you're on mute.
No,
Can't
I'm
hear you.
not.
Must be.
Hi, everybody. Pay no attention to
Monday.
Steve-O.
Pay
Yes.
no attention to me.
Just another manic Monday. Whoa,
Check this out. If you look
whoa.
close, I don't have a body. It's just like a floating head.
Oh, me too. I have buttons.
Yeah. Yeah, but mine's darker. Ooh.
Yeah,
Happy
you're
Halloween, everybody.
It's coming up.
It is coming
Hey,
up.
everybody. So
Hey, everyone.
people are coming in.
John
hi.
S. is here.
All right.
Sostowski. Yeah.
John the Stuss.
Liz Ferris is here for V-Boop. Yes, V-Boop will be coming soon. Really excited. Apostate Alex is looking forward to this. Me too.
Good, good.
Me too.
Yeah, V-Boop, V-Boop, V-Boop. All right, who else we got? Everyone saying hi to Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Liz Ferris, we love you, honey. Oh, Free Xenu. I think she's talking to Free Xenu Project, but I had to put up there because it's like Free Xenu, Free Xenu. Yes.
Absolutely.
What else we got? Oh. Hey, it's Monday night. Joel McCoyne.
Absolutely.
We'll have to do John Scooby-Dooski. Hey, from Clearwater, T-Jack. How do you say that? T-Jack? Oh, where did
you got
Steve-O
it, T-Jack.
go?
Oh, I don't know.
Did he bump himself out again?
Yeah, I think he did.
Joni. Hey, Joni. Hey, Marilyn. How you doing? I'm doing great, honey. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, there you are. What happened? Oh, you have a big gulp, a big drink.
It's a Route 44 from Sonic.
Nice.
I highly recommend knocking yourself out of the stream at least once a night.
Yeah. I would have no idea where the nearest Sonic is for me. Probably Albany, New York.
Yeah, I don't think we have in Buffalo either. Buffalo, Clearwater.
Maybe Springfield, Mass. I'm going to Springfield this week. It's going to be fun.
You know what I like out kind of by your way, Maryland, is the Stewart gas stations.
Oh, yeah. They're all over Vermont.
They're so classy. They have the ice cream in some of them, and they're just really classy and clean.
Yeah, I don't know about classic. Well, some of them are.
Well, I mean, for a gas station, though.
Yeah, some of them are. That's true.
Yeah.
My favorite gas station is the Come and Go.
Oh, okay.
The Come and Go.
The Come and Go.
Yeah, we don't have those.
You don't have those? It's a legitimate gas station. It's big. It's fresh pizza, all the good stuff that you need from a gas station.
There's one in the town that Liz Gale is from, actually, Chichester, New Hampshire. We go through there all the time up to the lake, and it's called the Rapid Refill. And we always stop there. It's got Chichester. Yeah. Next time I go up, I'm gonna take pictures. She's gonna give me the address of the house that she lived in when she was a kid, so I can take pictures. Eggs Benedict, please. I love that. Hey, Eggs Benedict.
Yeah. Welcome, Eggs.
How you doing, Ben?
I won't say how you doing, Dick.
Hey, Rev Girl.
Rev Girl.
Rev Girl.
Hi. We love Rev Girl. If anyone has not seen Rev Girl's interview that we did on Saturday, please check it out. Her story is amazing. She's an ex-Scientologist and just such a lovely lady. And it was an awesome interview. Her story is amazing. So please check. We can probably, one of my lovely mods, I see Apostate Alex. If you wouldn't mind grabbing the link for Rev Girl's interview on my channel, I would be so happy. I feel weird, like, Apostate Alex with what is it, like 8,000 subs, bossing him around. Poor Alex.
I bet Goldie's already got it.
Oh, she
Chop,
probably
chop,
does.
Alex. Chop, chop.
I know.
It is.
Liz Ferris, love the mom. I love you, honey. And the bros, the brothers.
That's right.
Yeah, we have a three-way chat on. We have a chat on Facebook. I call it the SBTV Eye Candy because you know who does all the work here, and they just sit there and look pretty, and beautiful. Yep.
Nice.
Oh, my duck face. There you go.
Just starring things.
You should see my
Oh,
for
I see Vanessa.
fans only.
Oh, yours?
Yeah.
Sleeping with Steve-O on Monday nights is bad enough. Come on.
Bad
All right.
enough.
Are we ready? Are we ready for the guest of honor? Because we see her in the background. Give me the thumbs up, V-Boop. All right, here she is.
We got some boops.
The one, the only Vanessa LaRose.
Bam.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, guys. How
Hello.
are you tonight? I love my new nickname, V-Boop.
I love it. It's awesome.
You gotta say it fast, like
Welcome.
vaboop.
That's how Liz does it. I
Yeah.
was trying to clarify it, V-Boop, but V-Boop is cool too. I'm going to have to costume it out at some point. She's going
Oh,
to
heck yeah.
Oh,
encourage
totally.
that. I love it. So why not? How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Good to see
Good.
you.
Good
Very
to see
excited.
you too.
I was just thinking, Steve-O, you have two nicknames from V-Boop and Liz because you usually call him Denver Stevie-O.
True, I do.
Right. And Liz is just to the point. She calls him Denver Steve.
Denver Steve, yep.
What would you
Yep, Denver
prefer?
Hey baby. That's always good.
Okay. So when you hear it coming.
I'm you know what, I'm flexible. Denver Steve-O, whatever. There's somebody that calls me Denvo now. There's somebody in chat.
I like that.
I'm like, yeah, nice combination of the two.
I like
It depends
Denvo.
on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I call him Denver Sleepo when he's not answering me.
Right.
Because Denver sleeping with Denver.
Which is
Sometimes
typical.
I call him Shut Up Denver.
A lot of shut up Denvers. Right. Right.
I see so many fun people in the chat. Thank you guys for coming on. This is really fun.
Yes, I'm
tonight.
starring some people. If you want to click on anybody, but I got
Sweet.
Laura FM.
Laura!
I
Laura.
see a very sweet friend all the way from New York is even in here.
Okay,
Like,
click on
I
them.
just love my friend Donna. Hi, Donna.
Yeah,
I
Donna.
love that we get all of these incredible people together to meet you guys. Like, just people who might not have clicked on it if they didn't see my Facebook post today. And then they get to be introduced to you three who are
Hi, Donna.
awesome
Good to meet
Neverins, who let me introduce you to our friends as well. You guys are just some supporters who came across some SPTV, some of us former Scientologists, and decided to stick by our side and take a stand and support us. And we really appreciate it. And you guys rally around us and do shows to support us. And it's really, really cool. So
I'm still optimistic that Aaron is going to take his shirt off at one point. That's why I've been watching for the last few years.
excuse me, I didn't know you had an alter motivation in this. Now I could actually try to put a good word in or something, but I don't want you to leave. So
No, okay. I'll stay.
we can't let you have your
I'll stay.
thing.
I think I found your friend, Donna. Hi, Donna.
Hey, Donna.
So
That's
nice.
awesome. So many people are coming in. I can't keep up with it. So
I know.
hello, everybody. We're all here to see V-Boop. Everyone's saying hi.
Hi.
Purple Beauty.
Harvey.
Marilyn has helped me a lot with coming up with this concept for a new YouTube channel. So we were excited to talk about it tonight.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So
What would that
it
new
is-
YouTube channel be? There we go.
There we go. There it is. It's called The Gray Zone with Vanessa LaRose. I have a lot to say, apparently. And
Yes, you
I
do.
apparently have enough to go live every day if I want to, because I just talk on the phone if I don't. So might as well just do it here, and
Yep.
we can all talk, right? Because I'm talking to some of you guys usually anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm always picking
Right?
your
We're just
brain.
doing check-ins and kind of filling in. So with the whole vibe of everything going on, it seems like there's quite a movement in our world of people wanting to tell their stories and having the platform to do it for the first time in a safe space, kind of, but in a way where we're doing it, so many people are doing it that it's really a lot safer than it ever has been.
Yeah.
So we really
Agreed.
love this platform, and I'm just trying to keep up with keep up with my own thoughts. Honestly, every day something is happening in our world that changes things dramatically that we've never seen before. We've never seen someone like Claire Headley be able to testify in court as a expert and have a jury understand the mindset of what it's like for us in our system. So our peers are here and we're just doing it. My channel is going to be more about what I do for work now and what I have education in, which is mental health. And I think it's just so important to our community and recovery. We were not taught to seek therapy or any kind of mental health care, and that's the same with
Absolutely.
a lot of different organizations or cultures or religions or anything. Some people just, it's a little bit uncomfortable or embarrassing or not encouraged. We just were banned from it, so I'm really passionate about getting it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a very important piece of this recovery thing that we're doing, as far as, we have so many people on SPTV and they all have a different flavor, a different voice, a different story. So I love it that you are taking on the recovery piece, and I have so many questions for you.
I have so many for you, actually.
You do.
I had asked Marilyn for a list of what she thought would be really, really cool to talk about on the channel from you guys. And I'm going to read the list. And then if you guys want to add anything else, I would really appreciate that. Basic concepts that manipulative or controlling situations like high demand religions and stuff use, such as gaslighting. Obviously, that's a huge topic and deserves actually a lot of discussion. It's become a pop word that when you receive real gaslighting, it almost is taken as a joke, but it's not a joke.
Right.
Cognitive dissonance, confirmation bias. I added heuristics because that'll be a covering of all the different biases that our brain makes just to make quick choices. And sometimes we have to slow down and rethink that. And then different types of personality disorders. You said you would be interested in hearing about narcissistic personality disorder. I think personality disorders are so fascinating because a disorder is only something if you consider it getting in the way of your life, being the best that it can be. So there are things that people do that do get in the way of their life, and they say, why am I like this? Why do I have to count my socks 18 times? It's really making me late. I can't hold a job.
Right.
That's why we call it that. It's not healthy for you. So there's ways that we can help coach people back to just living more productive lives. And I needed a lot of that help for sure, learning the real world after Scientology. We didn't learn that kind of stuff. So is there anything else you guys are burning to know about?
I probably already gave you the rest of my. I think of new things all the time, but today I did a stream on cults and chronic illness and the mind body connection, and I think a lot of cults will tend to make someone feel devalued and make you feel like you're not worthy and you're not worth anything. And I know in my case, I tended to turn that on myself. And I haven't really, shared up until very recently that I developed a year before I left the cult, I developed fibromyalgia. And it was probably kind of waiting in the wings to come up, but after a flu, that's what happened. And of course it was blamed on the devil, it was blamed on my disobedience, it was blamed on me. I think Scientology would call what pulled it in. You know, it was my fault, or I was crazy, I was faking it, you know. So it was definitely something that I blamed myself for many years, until I started realizing that a lot of people have it. And in many cases, it is tied to trauma. And I never thought of myself as a trauma survivor. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Having been through, you know, some pretty horrific trauma when I was a kid. So I love to be able to pick your brain, and you know so much. I have so much to ask you about, like the chemicals in the brain, and
It's
the
fascinating.
yeah, it
Marilyn,
is.
that's why I got into studying this. And the very first class I signed up for was psychology of stress, because about 5 women close to me had autoimmune disorders, and they were all my age. And I didn't understand why, that each one had either Hashimoto's or lupus or fibromyalgia, or all of these diseases that seemed kind of random, but all had to do with chronic stress. And also, we all, and that's including me, had very tight muscles, walking around just really stressed, kind of in fight or flight all of the time.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's just that cortisol soak on your muscles. And I didn't even know that. I didn't know anything about stress chemicals. I didn't even know what fight or flight meant. I didn't know that we could use breathing to literally regulate that. And when we have all that stress circulating through our body all the time, that's what's causing the cancer. That's what's causing these illnesses that are keeping us sick, because we're so stressed all the time. And it's really hard to not be in this world.
Right.
You know, but
Absolutely.
it's really fascinating that so many people, survivors of trauma. Have you read that book, The Body Keeps the Score?
No, I've heard of it.
I bet you would love it.
Does it have an audio version? Or you want to read it to me?
I love Audible. I love
don't read.
everything. What Chad and Stevie-O, I'll just keep it with that, you know. I'll just keep your nickname going. What are you guys interested in with being here? And just, I mean, not necessarily even my channel, but just in channels in general, what do you guys find most fascinating in this community, or what are you passionate about talking about?
You first, Chad?
No, go ahead, Steve.
Oh, I was waiting for you.
Oh, I mean, I like a good mix of everything, and well, what you just said just fascinated me, Vanessa, about the stress affecting your body. I had no idea, and that just until you just said it. So, I mean, that's something I will definitely be watching on your channel. And
it's wild that we have to learn this stuff. I mean, why isn't this just basic? You know, like
it makes sense that if you're stressed, then your body's not going to work. You know, as for the other part of the question, or to just finish answering, I love how the SPTV network is growing in different directions. So we have the food channels, you know, we have your channel with that. Everyone has a different perspective on things, and we're all learning from each other and growing to be better people.
We're taking a lot from you guys too, and just the values you hold as part of you that maybe we weren't exposed to, but seeing it in action is really lovely.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was like, you know, just amazed at like how I was able to, you know, meet some people from all different cults, but also some quote normal people that, you know, I could, because we had our own nomenclature too. So I'm sort of learning what's, you know, in the real world, how different people operate, you know.
Totally.
Steve-O.
The real world.
Yeah, right.
So I've always been, I don't know where this got ingrained in me, but I've been a big believer in the underdog, and you know, David and Goliath, or Rudy the football player, which I'm going to have to rethink since SPTV and the ex-Scientology movement has so many more people than Scientology themselves do. But they've got all the money over there, so we can still call them the Goliath in this case.
They're the resource Goliath. How about
that? They are. And Aaron's dog is the dog Goliath. But
I got some SP dogs over here too.
Yes. So that you know, that was one of those things that kind of first kind of drew me this direction. I just, the whole idea of, essentially people being abused, people, whether it's, and again, whether it's, you know, a staff member, whether it's a public, or whether it's, my God, the Sea Org members and what they deal with. So that kind of pulled me this way, and I'm like, so that's what I like. That's a lot of what I like watching is the, hey, we're winning, we're fighting, all that, right? That excites me. John McClane in Die Hard kind of thing. But we're John McClane. So, from a psychological standpoint, I'm just always this crazy little thing up in here, and all the stuff that it does, and all the things that can jack it up, but at the same time, that just in general is fascinating to me. So when you start throwing in chemicals and those kinds of things, I'm like, it's just, the whole body is just a weird, interesting something. So
It sure is. I was taught that we just, like, the brain was a switchboard. That was our thing. Like, it wasn't brain chemicals were not real in Scientology. That's not a concept. So you would kind of make a joke, like, oh, what do you believe in, like, unbalanced brain chemicals? Like, it was silly, right? So when we actually come out and we think, well, but we're just in charge of everything. Like, everything. So if you don't have the energy that day, like, you better get up, and you don't have a concept of, like, well, somebody just passed away. Maybe I got to take it easy for my mental health. Like, that's just not a thing that goes through your head. You just think, oh, well, I got to get it going, So just having that voice to kind of coach you through it, I think you're very good at that, actually, regardless of whatever the moment is. Stevie-O, you are always very, very good at comforting, especially with Liz, and I really appreciate it, because it's like you have to understand what we're saying to be able to get it sometimes, and sometimes we're not always the best at putting it into words or translating. You kind of have to, like, really know us a little bit. So it's nice that you guys are there to catch us if we just kind of get into, like, a brain hole sometimes. Like, I don't know how the real world does this. It's really nice and comforting. We like that you guys are here.
It's excellent.
Yeah, I like what you said, Steve-O, about rooting for the underdog. I think I've always had that thing inside of me, that, like, activist, where I did not make a good cult member because it was just that fire inside of me. It was just like, let me out, and now that I'm free, I want to help others get free. And I want to see you guys, really.
I'm always down for an educational picket if we need to.
Absolutely. As long as the underdog is in the right. I don't want to be supporting an evil underdog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Goldie.
Thank you, Goldie's here.
Yep.
And there's so many people I couldn't keep track.
I know. So now I have two channels. We have the Degraded Daughters of Dianetics, which Alicia and I are definitely still going to be doing. We might not do filmed things anymore. That's been taking a lot of time to do editing. And Aaron told us from day one, like, just do lives. But when we first stepped out, just wanted to get comfortable with it and not say anything that we didn't mean. And we've not done that so far. We've been totally fine. And if we have, then we've just said, oh, I didn't mean it that way, or I didn't know, or whatever. So it's totally easier to do it live. So I think we're going to still do interviews with people. We have a lot of friends who are going to come out, and we'll be doing that a couple times a month. We're still going to do our book clubs. Her and I are going to do catch-ups on Saturday mornings where we just do check-ins. About our journey out and stuff like that. And then Thursday nights, Liz Ferris and I will be doing just, like, peer check-ins where we're just checking in with each other and talking about what happened with the week and maybe some SPTV stuff, because it usually is kind of what we talk about anyway and support each other with like stuff with her dad or updates. So it would be really nice for the community to just like sit in and you guys to come in too and maybe get a bit of support. Maybe we can uplift and empower all of each other, and you guys can help us and we can help you, and it'll be really fun. So we're going to do that. And then every other day I'm just going to be like talking about different topics that I think can be expanded on that shouldn't be maybe black and white, specifically certain things about Scientology that really hit hard that keep people stuck. A concept for a video will be certainty, and we'll go over what that means in Scientology, what that means in the real world, and I'll ask people their opinions about it. If we can know things, what does it mean to know? Like, those are very philosophical questions, right? But I've had a lot of fun thinking them out post Scientology, so it'll be fun to talk about. Just blabber on. So you guys, can't wait to see you in there.
Absolutely. I'm
Same
there
here.
for it.
Yeah,
me too.
I love to ponder all those things, because that's why I stayed in for so long, as I was looking for the meaning of life, and I think a lot of people do. And I never quite had that absolute 100% certainty, but that can be kind of dangerous if you're in a destructive cult. You think of something like Heaven's Gate, those videos that they did before they ate the pudding and all that.
Those videos, you guys, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Those videos stick with us. They were so happy when they were saying goodbye to Earth.
Yeah.
They were leaving their vehicle. Like,
they were so certain.
Extremism is dangerous in any regard, because if we're not thinking about ourselves anymore, or we are, but we're so convinced that we're going to Target 2 or wherever else you want to think, and we're not living in our lifetime and enjoying it. That's one thing, is I worry that my parents live for the end more than today.
Yeah.
And it's a waste of time.
Right. Chad and I were going to skip Target 2 and just go right to Target 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I think
thing
Ron
is,
likes it there. He hasn't come back for
No,
us.
yeah.
No.
Skip
But,
that whole 21-year thing. But he's
mean,
Ron. He can do what he wants. So
it's got to be hard for people, like you said, your parents or people that have been for a long time. It's hard enough if you've been in for a couple of years or how many years, but if you're in for 20, 30 years and you have to admit that everything you did your whole life was for nothing, it'd be hard for me to do if I.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not like you come out and then you just throw it all away. Like, it's your entire belief system. So you're not just, that's wrong. Like, yeah, you might not think the abuse is good, but it takes a lot of effort to decide what you think now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely recommend, if anyone hasn't seen the interview I did with Rev Girl. She's a former Scientologist, was brought into the Sea Org really, really, really young as a minor. And, she describes her journey out, and it took many, many years. And it really wasn't until, she left basically because of L. Ron Hubbard passed away, and then David Miscavige's policies came in and just shook everything up, and he was horrible.
Yeah.
But a lot of the beliefs lingered with her until she started unpacking it while watching Aaron and Ian Rafalco. So
nice.
Definitely catch that interview, because it was just amazing. And she mentioned you all second gens many times, and kind of had a message.
She sent me an email. I want to reach out to her.
Oh, dude, she's so lovely, and she was saying how she could relate to your parents, and it really gives me hope too, that someone who was such a true believer really started to think about things, and fairly recently as well. So yeah, there's hope.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes like, you're not maybe you don't even want to speak up. Maybe you don't want to start a YouTube channel. That's totally fine. But maybe just put it on at night when you take a bath and don't feel like you're alone. Because sometimes these, I just had a conversation with someone the other day that said that they had been through many mental health facilities that thought that they were just paranoid. And having paranoid delusions, and they didn't understand how Scientology works because they weren't around anybody who were former Scientologists who knows that the harassment is real and that kind of stuff. And they had been doing some things that maybe Scientology wouldn't have liked. And the healthcare providers really thought that they were paranoid. And that's dangerous to not have anybody understand that we're going through this and you're getting mental health care treatment because they're not understanding that it's either very real or PTSD maybe, or CPTSD or something that has happened because of this organization. But, you know, how are people supposed to explain that when they're out there on their own?
Right.
And then you talk to someone who speaks our language, and I'm like, no, we all go through this. L. Ron Hubbard wrote paranoia into Scientology. Like, that's his big trick. Like, you know?
Totally. Yeah, the big lie, as Mitch would say.
The big lie.
you know.
And everybody's been like, there's so many people out now. It's really fascinating to see how quickly this has grown. We've been here for 5 months. 5 months now as of yesterday. And wow, like there's a whole new cast of characters and so many supportive people like you guys on the outskirts who are doing all sorts of different topics that are just all fitting together nicely. And we're expanding our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's so many different comments coming in, and of course, there's a lot on fostering animals. If you don't
good.
mind,
I would love to talk about fostering animals.
Yes.
That's my passion.
All right. Pup Groomer 20 says, Marilyn, update on my dog. Vet wanted me to try to see if he would eat baby food. That's the only thing we haven't tried yet. If he doesn't eat, then we're going for his last visit tomorrow. I'm so sorry, Pup Groomer 20.
I have a
Sending
suggestion. There's
hugs.
something called My Perfect Pet that every dog that will not eat will eat that. It comes in a bar. It's frozen. If you can get your hands on it, if they have it, at least try it. But that's just challenging if a dog won't eat. I'm so sorry to hear that.
No.
Nothing
I
worse than
think
that.
she said her pup is 17 years old. So I know. Oh, so yeah.
That's the biggest joke of all time, huh? Our babies only get to stay with us.
I know.
For babies.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. It's just so not fair. So cruel.
It's so cruel. I see somebody in the chat said that they had to lose. Betsy Sue said I had to say goodbye to my baby of 13 years today.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, Betsy.
So sorry, Betsy.
Sorry
Sending
about
lots
that,
of
yeah.
love. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's really the worst prank in the entire world.
It really is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Goldie's fostered over 2,000 kitties. Oh my goodness.
Wow. I don't know how she has the time.
Well, over the course of the years.
Yeah, still.
Steve-O, you want to read? I always ask Steve-O to read Joel McCoy's soapboxes because they're amazing. And Steve-O's got the best voice.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
thank
does.
you. Thank you. From Joel McCoy, Soapbox, Part 1. Shoot. This is what I get for not wearing my glasses today.
Oh, sorry. Steve-O.
No, you're all good. You're all good. At least it's bigger here, right? I'm not trying to squint at the side. Tonight, I want to talk about some of my favorite people, animal rescue fosters. In all my years in rescue, I have learned that fosters are the linchpin of a successful rescue.
I got another part 2.
These people have made the choice to commit to all the things it entails. This is not for everyone, but it just might be for you. Think about it. That's it. End.
Yeah. Joel, thank you for saying that. I actually do the job I do is princess of puppies at the rescue, and I'm actually the foster mentor and community outreach. So my job is literally talking people into taking a dog and fostering for us. And then we have something that we call foster failure. And that's when they adopt the dog. And we do want them to fail as a foster, but we then lose fosters. So we have a team of about 3 solid fosters, myself included, who will always have a spot in their house. But we can only rescue as many dogs as we actually have homes to rehabilitate them in, because usually they're harder cases. They're not just like okay, here you go. Here's a family. It's like, no, Elvis has cancer and he like bites everything. But now he's a sweet boy. It took 7 months and to get him healthy and adoptable so that he could be adopted, right? So having fosters is everything. And it's actually really challenging to say goodbye. But if you can keep a spot in your home open, then that means a dog doesn't have to meet its end and you can give it really another life. So please, anybody, foster if you can. Our rescue provides all of the resources, and a lot of them do. We'll provide food, we'll provide medical care. Even cities, Los Angeles City does that. So, maybe be a foster if you can.
Absolutely. The group that my boys all came from, there are a lot of fosters who already have one or two of their own, and then bring a foster in to help socialize,
Yeah.
get to know the other dogs. And for them, it's sometimes easier to pass this dog on to their forever home because they already have their own. But and then there are always those that that fail. My 3 are all failures. So it's
My Lexi, she puts up with these puppies. Like she's a big girl, and the puppies, they love her. They follow her around. They're like, "This is mommy." And I was doing shepherd puppies for quite a while, and then I had a pity puppy, and it was just like so cute.
puppy?
I'd get out of the shower, and I had a pity puppy who was missing an arm. And he was always like just naturally by birth. And he was always cuddled up on Lexi. And I like that one. I kind of had to stop doing like bigger dog puppies because they break my heart. Like they're so cute. When they leave, I'm like, sorry, Lexi, I'm taking your baby. So, sometimes I don't know. I'm not going soft, but I kind of am. And I'm accusing my rescue partners of going soft too because we've been doing this for 10 years. There's been so many dogs, probably 200 or more. It's literally, I think I'm going soft. Elvis Presley is killing me because I have 3 of my own.
Oh, he's so
I can't just like keep another dog, right?
I know somebody who would give him a really good home.
Right? Oh, yeah, I know. There's actually a couple of people who would actually give him a very good home if they can pry him out of my hands, I guess.
Yeah, but can they do a perfect impersonation of him?
True.
I know somebody who can. Liz Ferris.
Ferris does the perfect Elvis Presley Chihuahua impression because he's just like very talkative. He likes to use his expression.
So cute. Oh my goodness. And something that Joel always says, and he's so right, is that you get more out of it than you even give. Because I mean, I tell you, I didn't know how much I missed having a fur baby. We had two rescues that we adopted and kept for many years, and they went to over the rainbow during COVID, and then my boys moved out. My human boys moved out, and we didn't even know how lonely we were until my daughter surprised us with now we have 2 puppies.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Apollo and Rocky.
How are they doing?
Oh, they're doing great. Apollo is like a mom to Rocky, so I can totally relate to that. He's helping to train him. He's about 5 times the size of him. They're both Pomeranians, and Rocky's about 2 pounds, and he's probably close to 15 pounds. So pretty crazy.
So cute.
Yeah.
I love when my dogs teach a very frightened dog just how to dog.
Yeah.
Like they just don't know how to dog. They've
Right.
never been on a leash. They don't know that it's okay to get on the bed. Like,
I know.
it's really sweet.
I know. Oh, Apollo's helping him potty train. He's like teaching him. He's doing really, really good with that. And I taught him how to bark today. I don't know how I feel about that. But I came around to the corner
It
and
was bound to
Rocky's like,
happen.
"Rah, rah, rah." I'm like, oh, here we go. He found his voice.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you've seen him. He's got little paws. I know I can talk about him all night.
I saw the photo.
Yeah, he's all dark gray. He's a wolf sable, but he's got like light tan paws. And I brought him on my StreamYard yesterday to give Kelly Copter some love. And I said, here's your support animal. Rocky has his boxing gloves on.
So cute.
Yeah. Now she wants a puppy so much, I know.
Puppies are a lot of work. They're not to be taken lightly. I've done
No,
many litters
they're a
of
lot.
puppies just as
Like
foster
whole
mom.
litters.
Whole litters.
Ooh.
I'm the
Wow.
go-to. They bring me the whole litters, and sometimes mom, sometimes not. Sometimes mom is done with them, and they say, Vanessa, we're bringing you 7 puppies before mom eats them, and then they sit in my bedroom, and they're just angels. But it's like having 7 babies, because they sometimes, when they're really tiny, you actually, like, I burp them and I give them bottles and stuff, and I have them on a sleep schedule. Like, it's wild. It's really like little babies, but they need it.
I love this.
Yeah.
Purple Groovy. SP also stands for saving people and pets. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
There are so many animal people in the SBTV community.
I know. It makes
I
me
love
really happy, actually. People aren't even mad when the dogs get on the camera and bark or push things over. They're like, oh, hi, a puppy.
I know, who's that? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a puppy's here. Bruno's here in the background right now, actually. He could
Aw.
say hi. You want to say hi to you might have some new fans, Bruno Mars.
Oh, look.
Wow, nice.
Hey, Bruno.
Yes, he's very handsome.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruno.
He likes to hang with his mother.
I get a grenade for you. It's Bruno.
Bruno Mars. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have had your channel for only what? I mean, you've had it for a while, but you just started posting every day or every other day for what, a week ago? Not much.
Just a couple days ago.
Couple days ago.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
you have how many subs?
I don't know. I think it's close to 1,000, but I don't have very much watch hours, so I definitely need to get on that, because I was thinking about possibly one of my favorite things to do is just curate music and playlists.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a way I can, without doing copyright things, but do playlists and play music hours and do something with music to get some watch hours or something. Have a nightly.
That's what Sleeping with
curation
Denver is all about. So you can
Yeah,
Yep.
I was kind of
sleeping
thinking
with
about that.
Vanessa.
Yeah, sleeping with Vanessa or the
Yeah.
dogs. You know, like I could put the camera on Elvis or something. And
I suspect it'd be pretty popular.
thank you. That would be great. Like, who doesn't want to watch a 3-legged dog, right? Like growl and be sassy. That might
Yeah.
work. I think that's what
Yeah.
people do to get their things going, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm just
I
starting.
like Steve-O's nighttime one. How do you end up doing that without copyright stuff? Is it legal?
It's completely legal. Yeah, I use royalty-free music and sounds, and that's what plays in the background. And
Yeah.
you just look at my beautiful studio and my beautiful mini me.
Ah.
So,
It's kind of comforting.
right,
Yeah,
Yep.
right, yeah,
it
We're
is.
gonna stare at Mini Stevo all night tonight.
absolutely.
I've seen it on and been like, yay,
I,
Steve-O's live.
If I angle it right, you can also see my little poo pillow back there. My Sleeping with Steve-O pillow. Yeah.
How lovely.
Available at the Denver Steve-O merch store, www.denverstevo.com.
Oh.
He has a T-shirt, ladies, that say "I slept with Denver Stevo."
I have a t-shirt dress for the ladies. So
I actually heard Jackson said he was getting it. I heard because
Yeah.
he said it wasn't just for the ladies. He falls asleep to your channel too.
yeah. Actually, I should connect up with you. I would love to send Jackson one of those t-shirts for free.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll make sure he gets
I know he's
it.
been
I'll
there,
make
yeah.
sure he gets it.
Yeah,
Like,
perfect.
I love that. Oh my god, I would
we
pay to
sent you
see him
something
wearing.
silly.
I won't make him wear the dress thing though, but he can make a nice t-shirt.
Okay, whichever one you want, just send it.
Right, yeah.
We'll get it to him.
Send it in coral so it's not quite pink. So it's
Look, when you're a strong man, you wear coral and you don't care, and you wear shirts that say like, "I sleep with
yeah,
my YouTube,
yeah.
my favorite YouTube."
Oh my god, I love that.
We got you covered, Jackson.
Yeah,
I love that man. He is such an
he's
angel.
Oh,
so
yeah.
sweet.
He really is just such a, you guys have obviously heard of the Stanford Prison Experiment. I can't
Yep.
stop talking about it every time we're on the phone. I'm just like, you're the prisoner that is on the other side just begging, like, please stop it. And you're telling us, and it's still happening. Like,
Right.
but I love that he brings it out as horrible and sorry for it, and let's stop it.
Yeah.
You know, it's really takes a big heart to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I hear of the phrase, I hear about the phrase weaponized empaths.
Yeah.
I really think about Jackson because he has such a big heart. And we interviewed with him, or just basically hung out with him on a stream a couple weeks ago. And he had me crying because he was talking about how when he was little, he knew as a little child that he wanted to be a firefighter. And the way he talks about helping people,
He told
it's
me
just,
that too.
it just, I went
know
through
his family
I had to
really
buy
well.
I had to buy a lot of Kleenexes after the last few weeks. My God.
He's not kidding. Like,
Also
he's that
available at the
guy.
Denver Steve-O shop.
You guys are selling Kleenexes now?
Sure, why not? I'll get on that.
Well, I guess
Blow
I
your
could
nose
make
on me.
I wish they had, instead of buy me a coffee, everybody's getting those buy me a coffees. I need buy me a Kleenex.
Right.
Yeah, I need that too. We got a volunteer for 24-hour life feed. Thank you, Tommy
Watch
from the
time, I will
Lifeboats
volunteer.
over
Watch both the
here.
news channel.
Yay!
I started hey Tommy. I started
Hey.
another funny thing you said earlier.
Oh, you did?
Because you were saying how you're on the phone. I mean, guilty. I'm on the phone with Vanessa a lot. But you said,
We're all on the phone.
I don't get no phone calls, V.
Well,
Please.
you might get some if you are nice.
You got to be nice.
No, he's a sweetheart. I'm just kidding. Everybody's nice. It's how many hours in the day, huh?
I know.
But we love supporting each other, and especially people who are like making a difference out here and talking about things that really matter. It takes a lot to talk about, like, I don't know, as you guys know, not a lot of people like truth tellers.
Yeah.
Like, I've noticed it's really hard to tell the truth and get people to come over because it's not the funnest thing to talk about sometimes. That's why people don't go walk around the animal shelter. That's why I go and take the dogs,
Right.
So
I was going to ask you a question, but I think you might have just answered it. I was going to ask, I love to ask people what they do to feel, unwind or just kind of get out, because these stories are heavy. I mean, they really are heavy. And I've done several interviews with people, and I just, got to have my Kleenex, but I love doing it because I really want to hold space for other people, just like people have for me, and make them feel comfortable telling their story. And I've had the Liz's on and Rev
you do it
Girl and several
well.
other. Thank you. I told Liz Ferris, I said, she told me the story, story of her young childhood, early childhood. And
It's
I
a
was
gut
just,
punch. It's so hard.
oh my God. And I said, why isn't there more outrage? That's what we're doing, is we're getting the stories out there.
Yep.
But it's like, it shouldn't be me sitting here. It should be Diane Sawyer or something.
But you know what? When you said that, like, I was cleaning and I had to stop and be like, she finally gets it. Like, and you know how long you've been in this community? Not that you didn't get it, but you're yelling like we're yelling. Like, why am I saying this? Like, it should be Diane Sawyer. And you're like, I'm just Marilyn. And I'm like, I'm just Vanessa. Like, I don't know why it's us, but here we are. Please
I'm
listen.
sitting in front of yarn, like,
yeah. But it
I'm
actually
just
outrages you to a point where you start to be like, I had never seen you so passionate, but it kind of made me happy because this is what we need people to be. Like, we need outrage because it's outrageous.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's just like left and right, these stories where you're like, wait, this is still happening and going on. And
it's more outrageous for me because I know you guys now. In the beginning, years ago, when I watched that Leah Remini show, because I'm a fan from her from King of Queens, and she did some Cheers and Saved by the Bell. But anyways, so that was just like, I just watched it for the hell of it. I thought it was just, just a fun thing to watch. But now it's a lot different.
Yeah, I bet after watching the show and then coming in and meeting a lot of people who were on the show too,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That show was
Yeah.
groundbreaking.
Oh, for me, it was eye opening. And yeah, Liz Gale and I have talked about it because I was like, oh my God, I've watched her episode so many times and I was really, really, just so touched by her story and so many of them. And to be like interviewing, I'm like, oh my God. I was like, if you had told me 5-6 years ago that I would be meeting you all and I didn't even know I was technically in a call until
Yeah.
I watched
Wow.
those episodes and I was like, holy shit, I was in a freaking cult. Oh my God. There was
That's incredible.
just with different names. And then that's how I started, watching the different channels. And well, first it was the Fair Game podcast that just blew me away. And
It's
I
good.
love that they brought in people from different, like that lieutenant or I think she's a captain now, Yolanda Williams she's a Jamestown survivor. Oh my God, her story was just amazing.
Have you
and
ever
we-
listened to Indoctrination podcast?
I think I have seen a few of them
It's so good. It's
or
podcast.
heard that. Yeah, I've listened to them.
Yeah, different cult survivors. Rachel Bernstein's on it, and she brings a lot of Scientologists, former Scientologists have been on it, but it's all different cult survivors. And she talks to them. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist, but it's not, a therapy session, but she wraps it up really well and gives her 2 cents at the end, the last 10 minutes, and kind of puts together all the coercive control pieces. And it's really helpful for anybody. Maybe if that's your religion that you're kind of wondering, it's nice to hear, like, oh, she had a former Hare Krishna on.
Right.
Maybe I'll
Yeah.
listen to that,
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the same with Cults to Consciousness. Shalise has had some former Pentecostals on and stuff, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's my mothership!" Like,
did you
I can
end up
totally
hooking
relate.
up with Jeffrey? I sent you guys the email. Hopefully
you
you guys
did?
can talk. Yeah.
Did I get an email? I don't know. You guys are so important. You probably went into my spam box because only. No, seriously, like.
We're really important.
Well, no, it's true though, because Denver Stevo and Claire and Mark, all their emails go right into my spam box. All the high profile, like,
How funny.
yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah,
I don't
that is
know
weird.
why.
We had a situation last week where Aaron and I were talking and trying to get an email across all day, and my email had been blocked in his Gmail.
Wow.
And
That's
we were like, is
very
that
weird.
Scientology, or do you not know how to use a computer? Like,
He's just always on like hyper
he
mode.
knows
So
how to use a computer. I mean, clearly. He's
I wouldn't
very
put
good
anything
at it.
past him at this point. Scientology.
Honestly, exactly. I was like, this is really taking up all of our day. Like, and he was like, you were blocked. I'm like, what the hell? Like, whatever. They just want to create like anything we can do to not talk about Scientology. They're like, whatever they do, just like keep them from discussing this crazy things that we do in underground tunnels. And
Yep.
Right.
Like Mark Kelly said, this is not a direct quote. He said something like, they're doing something over there. They're not just not doing nothing over there. They're doing something.
Exactly.
We just don't know what.
I mean, you guys, I drive by SMP, Scientology Media Productions, that they bought on Sunset. It used to be a huge movie television. It was like KCT. Huge lot they bought for millions of dollars. And what do you think they're doing in there? Nothing? Like, no.
Wow.
It's like, that's where Miscavige has an office, actually. And that's where Mitch came out of. He worked there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is wild to me because I remember when it was opening, and I was like seeing it in the papers, like, this is nuts. What are they doing in there? And now there's people out here who are talking about it, which is so incredible, to be honest.
Oh, custom domains. That might be the thing. Michelle Carpenter. Hi, honey. I'll be on with her tomorrow morning, by the way.
Oh.
Shameless plug. She's she's a good friend of Roberta Blevins, who has the Life After MLM podcast. And Roberta she was on the Fair Game podcast. She's the one from LuLaRich. And she has a huge Life After MLM podcast. And she's interviewing me on Wednesday. She's interviewing Liz Ferris, Liz Gale,
Whoa.
and somebody else, I think, Michelle, right? So
Wow.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm pretty excited.
It is
And it's a whole other different audience to reach too. So thanks to Michelle, she connected us with Roberta, and I'm a huge fan of Roberta. She is really, really funny. So anyways, about the emails, my
cool.
Life After MLM email address goes to everyone's junk. It's a new website, and email are all of the ones who have trouble with custom domains. Yeah, I think so, because I got denverstevo.com. I've got Blown for Good.
I do not have a custom.
You don't?
domain, no.
Oh,
It's
I don't
weird.
know. So we got a couple of comments and questions for you so far.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Vanessa, can we talk about narcissistic abuse?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a topic.
Or maybe
we could
for
talk
your
for
channel.
Give me 3
hours.
minutes. Go.
We can talk for hours about it. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it on the channel. I mean,
Totally.
the cool thing about narcissistic personality disorder, or the spectrum, because it is a spectrum and there's all different ones. It's not just narcissism. So people say narcissist and kind of overdo it. There's sociopathy. There's different types of hysterical type conditions where people can just be dramatic or have things going on that they can actually be aware of it and want to treat it. And so there are treatments out there. When people recognize that they have narcissistic tendencies, they can actually change that and talk.
Oh.
And a treatment is psychotherapy and certain types of cognitive behavioral therapy to help people see what they're doing in their life that might cause them to be not having empathy and stuff. So these are all manageable things. I don't think it's anything that's almost like, I don't know, when I came out of Scientology, I was very much like, I'm going to buy the book about narcissists and I'm going to learn all about like how to protect myself because I'm an empath. And that's great. And you do need to do that. But also when we came out, I realized like a lot of us were actually educated to be specifically the DSM-5 definition of what a sociopath is. Like by nature, that's the Scientology goal. Like if you read it, it's like
Wow.
goal. It's like not feel things, control matter, energy, space, and time. Have no, reactions when things come your way because it is what it is. You're a big being, right? So all of these things are also kind of things that can make us not feel anymore and not even want to be a good human if you don't think that you're part of a team saving the world. So if you come out
Right.
and you're no longer part of the only thing that you thought worked and you have nothing else, maybe you join up with something else that you think is going to save the world. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just are sad. Like a lot of people just leave Scientology and they know Scientology is not working, but then they don't have anything. Some people have that narcissistic tendency in general, in society. Some people have it because of how they were taught to behave, by how they were conditioned by their culture, that they didn't have to pay attention to other people. So I think it's all a spectrum. And if someone actually has narcissistic personality disorder, it's a really serious thing. It's not as rare. I mean, it's not as common as people think, but there are spectrums of it that are shades of
Yeah.
everywhere.
I can think of so many questions, but I won't get
Shades of everywhere,
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild because like as you say, it's a spectrum and it's also not necessarily something you're quote born with. It can be kind of trained into you. But if everyone's a narcissist, how can they be like as far as like if they're training narcissists,
You can't treat
how do you function with so many narcissists? Like somebody's got to be dominant. Somebody has to be a little more narcissist than the other if they're all banding together as narcissists. That's just
and who leaves are the
Right.
ones who don't want to be the narcissists.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's just sad. But we're working on it. It's going to take a lot of unpacking, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. I just don't think people can be seen as things or means to an end. In general, they need to be means in themselves. And
Absolutely.
anything in any person, any proclivity to not see someone like that is not okay. Like any abuse or anything. I don't understand it, so that's why I don't think it exists. But it does exist. So knowing that it's there and that people will take advantage of you if they're that type of person, it's actually really helpful to know, even if you don't want to believe that it's out there. It is out there. So, we can recover too from abuse from narcissists, but it hurts really bad for sure. It can damage your soul. It can damage your outlook. A lot of people have been through that. That's probably why a lot of people start drinking or do drugs or turn into spirals, just because they had situations in their life they didn't really feel cared for.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times, like I know with myself, it was hard to even express your needs or what you were thinking or feeling because you didn't have the vocabulary or really even the knowledge to know what happened to you.
You don't even know what's wrong. Just
Right.
I mean, I really said something is wrong here. Like I did not know what it is, and I was driving myself nuts, kind of trying to figure it out using Scientology. Like it just
And
doesn't
Scientology was the problem.
because it's
That was
the problem. And then it's wild. People will come out and then they'll be like, "But tell me why this," and they'll make a point about Scientology, and I'm like, "But you don't get it. None of it makes sense. Like it all goes to make you think. Like it all at the end of the day benefits L. Ron Hubbard. And if you start to look at it, why would they want me to believe this? Not why does this make sense? Because that's what we get stuck on. Because everybody around us was like, no, this is right, this is right, this is right. And then when you come out, you're like, but this doesn't make sense. And we're all like, yeah, duh. Like, but you're still there thinking it makes sense, It's really challenging.
So we have a question for you. I can pop it up if you want to read it.
Yes.
B.
Okay, question for Vanessa. I just flat out don't respond to CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, or mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. I've received a lot of it from different people. Is there another kind of therapy you'd recommend? I can't recommend anything for you, but I could recommend what I think has been really helpful for me personally, or that I've studied has also helped, is dialectical behavioral therapy. You might try it. It's called DBT. And then there's also different types of daily functioning things that really help, like to get your cycles, like your sleep cycles and your daily functioning activities, which are not things that people commonly talk about. But you can get coaching with just getting your regular eat, wake up, kind of the physical activities of the day, getting your rhythms. That's what it is, your rhythms. And there's a lot of interesting coaching out there that has to do with, it is along the lines of ADHD type, like focus coaching. And that really helps. That really, really helps for me to do that kind of stuff with getting things in rhythm and order and support and just organization, and then doing processing too. Because of the way that my brain works, I cannot focus on cognitive things if my structures are out of order. So there's all different types of therapies for whoever's brain it is and whatever kind of trauma you're going through. And EMDR, I mean, that's a really popular one. I'm sure you've all heard of the tapping and the mental image process. It's a lot of people think it's similar to auditing. It's not. I could see how it could be triggering if you're a former Scientologist to get that, because you are thinking of trauma. And it's actually blinking and doing rapid eye movements to reprogram the neural pathways in your brain so that that trauma is actively, not as active anymore. And it's kind of the same concept as taking the charge off an engram, but it's based on actual science. So there's you can actually pull up the visuals of how it works. And it's really, really cool. And I've heard that it works for a lot of people. It's very specialized and not covered by Medi-Cal. So if you can afford it, I would try it out.
Right. Yeah. Sounds really good, actually.
Yeah.
Retired Red says, I have CPTSD. It's hard to
Yeah.
say.
CPTSD.
Complex.
Yeah.
So that's
Complex.
complex and other alphabet stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to Vanessa's space.
Yay.
Yes.
I can't wait to have you there. It's going to be so fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenna from Cali, Dr. Stephen Hassan. Is it Hassan or Hassan? I'm not sure. I don't know what it is.
Hassan. I say
Hassan
Hassan, but maybe it's Hassan. I don't know,
Yeah.
actually. Good.
of combating cult mind control is training doctors about cults and what they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has done that a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm considering doing some type of education for however we can do that with continuing education for professionals to learn about how to help trauma survivors from cultic experiences. And it would be awesome if Pentecostals could write, education for therapists and other social workers, or if, firefighters need to go out and, help people who are at a certain type of religious thing, they should have a little bit of information, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It'd be really cool to get something like that going.
Totally. Somebody want to read this? Because I'm tongue twisted for some reason tonight. I guess I'm getting tired.
It amazes me how stress/trauma impacts the body and both causes illness/disorders, but also makes them incredibly difficult to diagnose and find underlying issues, says Jen Wrights, or just Jen Wrights.
Jen wrote it.
Jen wrote it. Jen wrote.
We know she did it.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. And the only way to make stress better is actually to do things like take care of ourselves. Like, that's.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's a real pain.
I know. Just back to the foster. Lori Play says, I'm terrified to foster. I know I wouldn't be able to move them along, and I'm at my fur capacity. It would be so hard to say goodbye. I don't think I could do it either. So sad. Yeah. Yeah, but it's worth it, I'm sure.
It's a challenge, but you can do it. You can harden your heart to save a life. And trust me, I have dogs. I have about 10 who I've loved completely whole, had to say goodbye to, cried for. But you know what? 10 of these, just 10, have their own Instagrams. There's a lot more out there that I run across. 10 of them I see on Instagram every day, okay? Yeah. So they're not living a bad life. They are living their best lives. At the dog spa, it was my sadness so that they could have the best life. You know?
And that's 10 dogs that you found good homes for, so you could get 10 more to help.
And then literally that next dog is friends with that next dog on Instagram now. And this is how I like to turn them into little celebrities. And that's just, they went from another person's trash to my treasure.
That's great.
And America's treasure on TikTok. Elvis has a TikTok.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, you got to give me his handle because I finally made a TikTok.
The Chihuahua. Oh, good.
I made a TikTok specifically for Punchy the Pom because my sons have a little Pomeranian puppy named Punchy the Pom. So we've got the whole Rocky franchise. We got Apollo, Punchy, and Rocky.
Cute.
Yeah. So, Pup Groomer 20. Marilyn, if I live closer, I jump on the chance to groom your boys. Yes.
I need a groomer too.
Oh yeah, they're so hard to find. I have thought. Lori Plays. I have thought about volunteering at the Humane Society though, just to take pups on walks and such.
Yeah. Why not? Let's do it. One day a week. Honestly, there's something about just doing something that feels good. It's like, every Saturday before the pandemic, but for the last decade, I've gone to dog adoption events with my crew at different parts of LA, and we all bring our fosters, and we're all volunteers. And I don't tend to love hanging out with new people. I just it's a former cult member thing, I think. I'm very like not shy, just particular. I don't trust easily, or I didn't used to. And with dog rescue people, they're kind of similar. It's a bunch of people who would actually prefer to be alone or with dogs. And so we all ended up bonding and creating a little community of people who we wouldn't know each other, you know, unless we're totally different demographics and different workplaces and everything. But we come together every Saturday and we do this thing for the dogs. And it ends up being a good thing for not only the animals but for the humans. And then we all realize we're actually giving these dogs to the humans, and the humans are having their entire lives changed.
Yeah.
And telling us later, like, this is my best friend, thank you for rescuing it, you know, and or her or him. And it's kind of more about humans than we ever thought. So it's really fun to just do that stuff. I encourage you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jen writes again. Jen wrote again. Steve, you want to read that one?
Yes, Jen wrote, my fur baby I got last spring came from an outdoor boarding situation, and she is still learning to dog and essentially recovering from her own trauma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it say hoarding or boarding? I can't see.
Hoarding.
Oh,
Hoarding.
hoarding.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh,
Mm.
boy.
Wow.
Yeah. Pups, in my opinion, always give us the unconditional love we're missing. Absolutely. I mean, who else when you walk in the door and they're all like, ah, you're like, you're the best thing I've ever seen. I'm so happy to see you. My husband doesn't do that.
Is it love or is it a desire for some cheese?
Oh.
No, it's love. I know.
Love or a desire for some cheese.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, but you know, give me some peanut butter too, right?
I mean, cheese and love.
Cheese and love.
What more do
love.
we want? That's all I want.
Yep. Cheese is love. Love is cheese.
Love is cheese.
Join Vanessa and Steve-O on our new channel, Cheese and Love.
Cheese and love. Cheese and love. Oh, I
Well,
love
you know,
it.
I have been accused lately of being called corny and cheesy, which I am guilty as charged.
No.
Yes.
I like corny people.
Mm.
Me too.
I'm going to put this up because I saw
Go ahead.
Tommy said he's leaving. I'm looking forward to working with you in the future, Vanessa. Keep fighting the good fight, heroes, all of you. So we're going to be doing a show about crime and cults at some point, which is going to be
Nice.
really fun. He's been doing
Nice.
some true crime stuff.
Nice.
A lot of big stuff, actually. There's a lot of that on YouTube that is really cool stuff about not only what's going on in the world today, but also just what goes on in jails and prisons across America, which we know are a huge industry at this point, and also a really abusive and inhumane way to quote unquote rehabilitate people. Usually there's not much rehabilitation going on. And since I do that kind of stuff at work with peer support, and I work with a homeless population, a lot of our clients, a lot of my clients are coming straight from jail or mental health holds. And so it'll be a really, really fun discussion because someone who's spent a lot of time incarcerated, and then discussing what had to take to start from scratch. It's a beautiful process, similar to what we have gone through, but different. And we also understand ruthlessness. So kind of excited to share that with you guys whenever that happens. It might be happening next week. I know he's actually going
definitely.
on some
Wow.
really
That's
big.
great.
Yeah, he's going on some really big true crime podcasts this week. So that'll be cool. And then we're going to put something together. So I'll definitely invite you guys.
Love
Excellent.
it. Yeah,
Cool.
totally.
Thank you.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the crossover that's happening with,
Yeah.
It's really fun, huh?
you know, Scientology, but also other cults and true crime. And like Chad said, there's like cooking channels popping up
Yeah,
and just all kinds of things. So,
totally.
you know what? We don't have to go anywhere else. You know, we could just stay on
That's
YouTube.
right.
It's really
Yep.
fun and support our friends too. And
Yeah,
like
totally.
see
Yeah,
our friends,
love
and it's
it.
a social thing, and it's really, really cool. Okay, this is
great.
hilarious. What's your favorite type of cheese? Scientology.
That's funny.
Alex.
Now that's cheesy.
Now that's cheesy.
That's
Well,
funny.
this one's true though too. Cheese, love, and sex very similar when integrated together. I think it has to do with the serotonin and the feel good chemicals. That, I mean, unless you don't like cheese. I spoke with a man at work last night who was like, "I never order cheese on things. I just don't care for it." I was like, "Excuse me, I don't care for you."
It's a boring pizza.
No,
Yeah.
I tell you,
Ass pizza. No, he said, "I eat pizza though." I said,
Oh.
"Why'd you even tell me this whole thing?"
Duncan didn't eat cheese until he met me, and I was like, "Listen, you're gonna eat some cheese."
What?
No, he did. He never had pizza till he went to college, and because there were a lot of like milk allergies and all kinds of in the family. But I don't think he was allergic to it. He just got to where he just didn't like anything aged or curdled, and now he's eating pickles too. He never ate anything with vinegar.
Okay.
Nothing
Well, at least
aged.
he kept his
Wow.
open mind.
Nothing
his
aged.
life.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, I gotta have me some cheese.
I love Duncan, and I saw earlier in the comments somebody said was asking if he was locked up again tonight.
Goldie. I started them this week. Someone let Duncan Honig. There is a whole thing.
Let Duncan out.
There's a hashtag. Where's Duncan? There's probably going to be some merch. Who knows? But Duncan said, "I broke out again."
Nice.
There's a rumor that he's living in the new hole, which is Michelle Carpenter's basement. Oh, geez, Goldie. Did you kids leave that gate unlatched again?
Oops.
Yeah, so
Nice.
it's a whole thing. It's just outrageous.
That's wild. Also, want to say this. Anybody who stands up and says like, "Hey, I did this," and then I'm changing, that's the people who we fucking support. So, sorry, not sorry. STFU. How about that? We support you no matter what. And if you have, everybody in Scientology, for the most part, has done things that they're not proud of and were, made to or just taught that it was normal to take advantage of people for survival. So I think that this world does a lot to create stresses that we have to take care of ourselves. And yeah, maybe people make bad choices and do bad things, and then they serve time and they get punished or whatever. But that's why we have this system. We don't keep people in a purgatory forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Scientology loves to keep people in a purgatory forever.
Right. And then they cover up crimes like child SA.
Yeah.
And then punish someone who came out as gay. I mean, oh my God.
Exactly.
Terrible.
I actually love that we do that.
Day.
It's like you've got a crime, you serve time, and then you're actually like rehabilitated is a question mark if that is a real good program or not. I don't know. Sometimes they do cool stuff with dogs in prison. I know that. But to actually have a debt to society that you pay and then you start from scratch, there's no paying of my debt I can do to make my family happy with me. Period. I was talking to Lara FM this morning. I was waiting for her to come into the chat, actually.
She was waiting for you. She was here.
Oh, I was looking for her. She has a live.
Beginning.
Oh, okay. She has a live at 8. But this morning, her and I did a nice self-care day, and we went and we did one of our favorite things, and we went to the spa, but it's not any spa. We went to a Korean spa, which is a local Los Angeles girl thing, and it's a culture that is incredible when it comes to taking care of themselves and in the community. And Korean women go, and men, and it's a whole family event. And they go, and it's separate bathrooms, but you really do like a lot of self-care things. Steam rooms, sauna, scrubs, face washes. And then there's a unisex room where you can lay on these nice crystals and or hot rocks and clay and salt. And there she is. Hi, my spa queen. And it was so lovely to just go and take care of ourselves. And we are not used to that. And we both talked about how our moms and everybody was not, they just weren't used to doing anything for themselves. It felt selfish. Yeah. It wasn't something that we shared as a culture. So her and I are very big on like, it's really cute. I'm usually the one who does this kind of thing. Like, hey, you want to come with me? You want to do some self-care? You want to do this? And she's like me. Like she'll meet me there and she'll actually have even more face masks than me or more this. Like, I brought you this, and it's really cute that we can do that together. And we also have a weird Scientology girl thing about saunas. At least I do. I love sitting in saunas. I was
you
conditioned.
do?
Yeah, I was conditioned to sit in saunas my whole life. Like I actually find joy out of it. I sat in a sauna in the Freewinds in the middle of the ocean just to calm my nerves because they had a sauna and I'm like, I love the sauna because I did the Purif Young. And it's like conditioning that actually feels good to my body. So when I get stressed out, I go sit in a sauna and I breathe it out. And it's just something that's really weird, but I like it. And so to have my buddy from my place there. But we were talking about how it was just challenging. One of our friends recently was trying to get in touch with their parents, and they were told that the only contact they could have was the IJC, which is the International Justice Chief. We all know that's once you get declared or you're talking to somebody you shouldn't be talking to. You don't even have to be declared. You could be on this program right now with Marilyn, who's a SP, and they might not like that, and you can't talk to your parents. But the sad thing is that we're hearing like, oh yeah, they got given the number to the IJC, and I said, oh, do they know that they don't pick up? Because in that moment, it's like you think, okay, well. They're like handling, it's called a handling. They're like handling you, telling you like, well, you can't see your parents or you can't do this with your wife. Your only contact now is the International Justice Chief. Here's the phone number. You need to make it better. That's the only person you can talk to anymore if you want to make it better. And some people think that that's real. And then they go, okay, like I'll make it better. Like they still like are trying, And then from what I've heard, that they don't even like answer the phone. Like you can't even get in contact. So it's almost like you just got a fake phone number, a fake date or something.
Yeah, it sounds like that non-existent arbitrary, the arbitration.
The one that I used to give out.
All right. 8675309. Yeah, but yeah, the whole the ComEv thing, like you go in there and you're completely like. You're already guilty.
You're done.
So don't even call that Justice Chief because there's going to be no justice.
That's why that part of leaving is so scary. Once you're out, I mean, yeah, it's hard. It's really, really hard. But when you're really, really just so scared to even say anything, you really are just so scared. It's really challenging to figure out what's right and wrong there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I think fear mongering and control go hand in hand, especially with with cults. I mean, I was afraid to leave my house and I just literally run to my car because the cult members would drive by and I don't know what they would have done to me. I was just afraid they'd put a curse on me and then I'd, get pneumonia and die.
They did that on purpose though. They put that fear in you so that you didn't. I mean, it's kind of like, reality is maybe I could just walk away. That's why people don't just walk away, It's the prison of the mind.
Yep. It's the best way to put it. Definitely. Oh, Jen Wright, she's our buddy tonight. Hey, all, I'm jumping channels to hit all the like.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
That's
and
awesome.
Vanessa, you have a playlist I've been posting. I don't have the link right now, but yeah, everybody watch Vanessa's playlist. You can sleep with Vanessa's playlist. And let's get her some watch hours. And,
I really appreciate that. I want to do it as a part-time job maybe, like just kind of consider structuring my day like that to where this is something that brings me a lot of joy and I think it helps other people who might not be even in the chat, because I was one of those people for a long time just listening and afraid to get a KR. That's the truth. They write knowledge reports on you if they see your name in the chat. There are people monitoring this. This is their job. They have a lot of resources. I guess this is what they want to do with it. But to be able to just know that we're reaching people who aren't even, you guys don't know yet, and they're going to be out here soon, and your voices are reaching them. Like, that is what inspires me to keep going, and all of the feedback that we get from people off air, too. Just like, wow, thank you. Now I explain why my daughter said this, and it's really different generations understanding each other, and I couldn't be more happy about that.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Definitely.
Red. Put on the playlist. I love
Oh,
how
yay,
supportive
thank you.
everyone is. This is just the world that we never thought existed. That
Oh,
we're just proving
totally.
exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
We're just
Maybe-
getting warmed up.
Oh, now we're really getting excited.
Definitely. And I'll put it on the Facebook group again too. Because when we were all working on watch hours, well, the guys were working on it first because they had channels way before me, and
Yeah.
we
I
were working on
remember
their
we
watch
were
hours.
working on yours, Marilyn, since I've joined SPTV. I mean, I
Yeah,
think the guys already had theirs.
They probably
Maybe
did.
Chad didn't. Maybe Chad had just got his when we got here. But
I've always been a late bloomer.
I
I'm a
remember
late bloomer.
that, and you guys are killing it. It's almost like just when you start is when you it's nothing
Yeah.
other than just the time. Like just put in the time and practice, and people will support you. It's actually surprising how cool.
Yeah,
people
everybody's
are
so
here.
supportive.
Yeah.
I saw people would send me pictures of my face on a big screen, scary, with like a dog bed in front of the TV, and it was like, oh, that poor puppy.
I love that.
They just would put my playlist on and go to work. So everybody put Vanessa's playlist on and
I
Yeah.
like and
love that.
subscribe.
Thank you
And,
so much.
Do it.
Thank you.
Do it.
Yes, I really appreciate that.
This guy, he got out of his cage. Don't underestimate.
He escaped. Put him back.
Yes. Well, he's keeping the puppies quiet, so I guess I'll let him out for a
There
little
you go.
while. But
Clearly, he found his phone.
yes,
Yes.
he's on there.
Yes, I just realized that former Scientologists are still discovering new things every day. Thank you. We really are. When I came out, I used to really early, and I was having a really hard time verbalizing because I didn't even understand some concepts that I can use now. But it's really hard to put into words if you don't know certain things.
Yeah.
So I remember just saying that it felt like I landed from another planet, really landed from another planet and had to learn. And I had a lot of empathy for immigrants or anybody who comes here just having to assimilate and learn new things. I get it. It's like you have your own culture. We have our own culture, whether we
True.
like it or not. It's our own.
Yeah.
It's our own police
Yeah.
system. It's our own everything. So leaving and then finding all this out has been wild and a new experience and very good one. Thank you.
Well, you've definitely taught us a lot of the language because with Liz's quizzes, Liz Gale did those quizzes. I was like, oh, I know this, and I'm like, where did I learn? Vanessa or Liz or or Alicia. I've heard you guys talk about it, and you actually let me ask questions. So
I love that.
It's like, what does
Juliana
that
always
mean?
thanks me, and she's like, I knew that one because of Vanessa. Vanessa
Yeah.
taught. I'm like a good obscure Scientology word one. I'll teach you one that you'll just pull out of a hat and be like, the people will be like, how do you even know that? We'll get you up there. I thought we were gonna do some kind of trivia. Was there some kind of SPTV Jeopardy going on soon?
Yeah, there was. We were gonna do something with Aaron, but he's gotten so busy. So Liz kind of took over with the Liz's quizzes, and I
That was
think
awesome. That
so
was
she
really
she
awesome.
did test us, and then she had me on her channel testing me about cults of the world, and I got 100. I was so excited.
I like to do a word of the day. I'll pull a word from the tech dictionary if you guys are.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
A tarot card, but I'll pull a tech dictionary word.
yes.
It could give us some insight. Okay, let's see here. So for today, and these are all horrible definitions. This is not for usage. This is just for funnies. So today we have perception, because that's a word that L. Ron Hubbard needed to define himself.
Wow.
Perception is the process of recording data from the physical universe and storing it as a theta facsimile. Do you understand why we're weird now? We talk like that.
You got a word clear
Wow.
all of that?
No, there's 4 more definitions.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
We would
Okay.
have to make 10 sentences with each, clear the derivation, and synonyms, acronyms. Make 10 sentences with each of them.
Good
Do some
Lord.
demos if you really don't get it. But yeah, it's a whole process. So that is what takes people so long studying. And then if you are reading, let's say you're reading a Scientology book, and then you're like, tired and you yawn, good luck. You come over and they go, Flunk, are you yawning? And you get pulled over to the word clearer, aka someone like Nora, and they go through what you were just reading and they pick out words and they make you define like random words. And if you don't actually say that definition that's in there, like perception, it's a flunk. And then you have to clear all those definitions. You start from the beginning. So the only way to like you just don't, if you don't disagree with something, it's always a misunderstood word. So if it's not making sense and you're like, this just isn't this sounds like bullshit to me. Like, I know how to pay bills and this is not how you pay bills. This man's crazy. They'd be like, find your MU. It's a misunderstood word. You know, we love
right.
abbreviations. Yeah. Find your MU. It's like wild because you misunderstood, obviously, if it's, you know.
And yeah, people pay all the money for it, but it's like, what's fun about that? Like, it's not fun.
To degrade yourself? I don't know. BDSM?
Yeah. Like, it doesn't start out like that, right? So,
no.
So
it
like,
doesn't. It's like any other love bombing relationship or narcissistic type situation. You start off thinking, this is great. I'm on fire. These people love me. Like, they tell me I'm going to be a famous star. I mean, that's how they get people in. They're like, you're going to make it, kid.
So when you start, when you start, they don't tell you.
Give us $50 for this one course.
Of course, they don't tell you about Xenu, obviously, but they don't tell you about how they're going to be like, you're going to have to yell at an ashtray. And they're going to be like, moving you around and they're going to check you. They don't tell you any of this.
I mean,
they
you only get lucky if you see someone yelling at an ashtray. That's like, you know, you're like, oh, I saw it. I finally saw it.
Really? Like, they don't tell you about stack checks and lower conditions and all that stuff.
For the hole.
No, they don't tell you about the whole. I was talking to somebody this morning, a second gen, who was put on the RPF's RPF. And that, I was like, damn, that just sounds like torture.
Yeah.
Like, and it's 2023, and we're actually sitting down the street from where you're talking about right now, and it's still going on. Like, it's just wild to me. They can just have these underground layers where they keep human beings in Hollywood. Like, what the actual hell? You guys want drama? Like, let's not talk about conspiracy theories. Let's talk about real shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have to go to North Korea.
Yeah, you don't have to talk about anything that's even speculation. Let's talk about what's facts. Let's go down there and talk to them.
Wow,
you know,
it's wild. Apostate Alex, do you have any idea how many definitions, small words like oh my God.
Alex knows. You should ask him what A means next time he's on.
Right, I will. Yeah, we got to do that. We're going to do that. I had to redo the entire basic study manual course because I flunked on the definition of the word the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, what's fun about that?
Yeah, the key to life, they make you learn all those small words. But BSM, so we are so wild with our acronyms. See, he said basic study manual, and I said, so BSM, because we're wild. We cannot not acronym. Like, we cannot not acronym. Like, I did the BSM like 4 times as the basic study manual. But as far as learning goes, they have learning how to learn, how to use a dictionary, the basic study manual, student hat, and then I think key to life is also considered. 27 definitions. And guess what? When I took Psych of Learning, this is not real shit we were learning, you guys. This is completely fake. And it's not that it doesn't help you to maybe some of it. Like, it's a good idea to use sentences with words or things like that. But man, once I learned how to actually study, it was so different. And when I had enrolled in college, my mom asked me, are you, when we were still talking, she was like, are you, you're probably like a really good student with that study tech you're using, huh? Like, we really taught you good. Like, they love to just take credit for anything. Like, and we know you're really good, huh? And I was like, no, actually, no. I had to relearn how to study because this is completely incorrect. And at the beginning of every course, there's an actual scientific, like, way you study, and it's been so helpful for us to learn that. So I only can imagine if people are walking around thinking they know how to study from Scientology, like I did.
Right.
It's
Right.
not
Right.
true. You might have an easier time if you scan things. Like you couldn't scan things. That was like you were going to actual ethics. If you scanned something, you cannot scan. You have to read every word. And in the actual way that you best process information to remember it, it's best to scan it first and take in key points. And we learn that in classes about like you do key points over and over, and then you study, and then you do key point, and then you do example. And it's really well thought out how we can make ourselves remember things. And it is nothing to do with like L. Ron Hubbard's study technology, for the record.
Wow.
And I'm
Yeah,
only
he knew
saying it for
everything.
the record because like Liz Ferris was the one who actually thought study tech was still a thing until like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So it's almost like so wild to us how it takes these layers, you know?
But you are also, well spoken. I'm not saying because of Scientology, but probably because you disciplined yourself to read a lot and to to study. Whether the actual study tech was probably bogus,
I mean, but
but
also
you guys
encourage
are well spoken.
reading is very encouraged, right? So we're always reading these ridiculous texts. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, look at the texts that he writes. So I was studying these, so we are actually like reading dictionaries and Alice in Wonderland and things that are really trippy because L. Ron Hubbard told us to. So we
Right.
kind of know what words mean, but maybe, I don't know. Thank you. And I think that public speaking helped me even just to practice getting comfortable communicating, because I thought Scientology knew a lot about communication and they don't. Like, they know how to make it seem like you know how to communicate, or you can communicate with other Scientologists or other former Scientologists. But
Right.
I think we have a lot of real communication problems with actually saying what we mean and not just being there and saying, okay, I got that. Because those are things that we would practice to make people think that they were acknowledged.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Or a half-ack. Have you heard of a half-ack?
No.
That's a special. So an ack would be thank you. That's an acknowledgement, right? Thank you. I got that. Great. It ends the sentence. A half act keeps them going. So you say, tell me more. Right? That's a Scientology thing. That's a half act to get someone to keep talking. So that's pretty manipulative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's like a basic.
Uh-huh.
Or, like, just little things like that. And I do that when I try to get people to help. I'm helping them and they don't want to talk about trauma and I think it will actually help them. I will try to, but I will respect boundaries too. It won't be in a coercive way. It'll be okay, I'll be around if you want to talk.
Right.
Not, or like it's important to me that I really heard you. So I'm going to almost restate what you're saying in a way that lets you know that instead of saying, I got that.
Yeah, I remember
Got
Claire
that?
saying that it was so hard for her to get used to in the quote real world when she would say something and somebody would just like nod or not, and she's like, I don't know if they heard me or not because they didn't say I get that or thank you, or whatever. 'cause-
Totally.
yeah,
Wow.
Totally. Yeah.
That's so
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun learning. I like learning. I hope you guys like learning. Or we're
I like
screwed.
learning as long as I don't have to actually read with my eyes.
Yeah, that's cool. We talk
Yeah.
about it. You like learning. You literally love to learn.
I do, but I just don't like to read long
Yeah.
tracks
Same
of things
here.
because my eyes, I never was tested for anything, but I probably have a little bit of dyslexia or something. But I can memorize things. I mean, I can tell you all the books of the New Testament of the Bible. So I have all that.
Hey, we
pounded
know
into
you
my-
can do it. There's different ways to learn too. I mean, visual is so
Yeah.
cool, and
Totally. It's funny. It's just everybody's talking back and forth. I don't know the context of what's a.
I think
to
that's
put out,
good.
but-
When people are in
yeah.
the chat,
I
having
love
their
it,
own
yeah.
chat, it
Yeah.
means that we've created a community so that
Totally,
they could show
yeah.
up and just,
Yeah. So if anybody wants me to put anything up, just put question or comment. That way I'm not breaking into someone's,
Yeah.
what is that? Question. Can you convict a dead man of criminal word crimes in this country? Criminal word crimes. don't
I
know.
mean, he
I'm gonna
should
write
be
down-
convicted of criminal word crimes, and he
Yep.
that is correct. He's a Guinness record holder of most prolifically published author.
Oh
So
my God.
that's a crime.
Yes,
I'll call
crime.
it a crime on
Mhm.
humanity.
Right. Question for you, Vanessa.
Yes. What was the most shocking thing you learned when you escaped your prospective cults? I don't know what she means by prospective cults. Like Scientology? Or
Yeah. I think she's talking to you and then maybe me.
yeah,
I mean,
maybe you guys.
although
maybe you
cult,
guys.
Chad has his own cult.
Chad,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's still in his own cult.
Yeah,
so we don't
nobody's
know if
escaped
he's
that yet.
escaping or
Nope.
not.
Right.
They're not allowed.
He'll keep
Sign
us
me up, Chad.
updated.
Sign me
All
up.
right, we'll do. Everyone
Um,
must obey Chad.
Hey, little Chad, tiny Chad, mini Chad.
Yeah.
I think that the most shocking thing is that truly that other people can be so cold. And I don't want to believe that. And I don't want to believe that anybody would do something like create Scientology out of wanting to make money or take advantage of people and then weaponize thousands and thousands of empaths to be able to do that. To me, that's shocking that you can use your brilliance to be self-serving.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to say on the opposite spectrum, as was shocking for me, was how nice people were on the outside. How they really weren't this
Yeah.
evil,
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
that were
true.
going to,
Good balance.
hurt you. And it was the cult people that were worse than the outside world. But every day,
Yeah.
every day is opposite day in a cult. That's what I always say. Every day is
Totally.
opposite day.
Yep.
So, Goldie, Scientology date from
What
hell.
is
Oh, I gotta
this?
see that.
What is that?
Oh.
I wish we
I
could
don't
watch
think I've
it.
seen that either.
What is the Scientology date from hell?
I don't
Because
know.
that
I don't
sounds like everyone I
know.
ever went on.
I
Creating a
wanna
2D
see that.
isn't that fun.
Definitely want to see that. Miss Kim says, I'm 54 and it took years to figure out why my mom was the way she was. Oh, what happened?
That was just pretty. Whoever did that, that is funny. It did need to be put up immediately.
Blink twice if you want
whoever
to. Oh, your
put
call.
that
Okay. No, I
We're just
wasn't in
getting
the live
started
chat.
over here at the Clearwater Chat Channel.
Go ahead. I wasn't in the live chat, so I missed that one. I was in the starred.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
What was the starter one again?
Oh,
Or
about.
did we lose it?
No, I got it. It's
There we go.
okay. It's taken years to figure
yeah.
out why my mom was the way she was. She's been gone since I was 30. I just knew I didn't want to be her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll go back to the live chat. That's fun too. Oh, Stacey Toms, great comment, great answers, ladies. Vanessa, word clear perspective. Just kidding.
It's so true. It's so wild, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
The word
totally.
clear perspective.
Yeah. And do we have proof of life on Duncan?
I'd like to
Oh my
know.
god. It's just it's never gonna go away. It's just one of those things.
I would seriously like to know for sure. Is Duncan okay, Marilyn?
I finally took down his hubcaps tonight because
You did. Look at that.
Those were supposed to be permanent.
He can hang them back up. There's lag bolts. He's got all kinds of stuff.
Why did that man have hubcaps hanging behind you?
Okay. So the short answer is, so he was invited to be on Car Talk with Chad and Poe on Wednesday, and I was going out with the kids. So I leave the house for an hour. He moves my table over so you couldn't see the yarn, and he put the black curtains, closed the black curtains, and then he hung strings of old license plates that his brother had collected, hubcaps and stuff. So he turned my space into a man cave.
As a
So he-
prank or because he thought I looked good?
Kind of both. Like he was like, he didn't want to do car talk in front of my yarn. So I was like, well, if you want to just move the table over, you can have the black curtains. So he came up with this whole thing. Any reason to use power tools. So he's got strapped on the tool belt and the power tools. And then I tuned in from the restaurant I was at with the kids with open mic. I tuned in and I see him. I was like, what have you done to my, it was just a joke. It was just funny. But he used this because he doesn't, he's got an office twice the size of this room, but he didn't have the good, I got the equipment. I got all the equipment.
He just wanted to like be there. He was like, I'm here. I'm Duncan. Here's my hubcaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My license
He's like,
plate.
Yeah. He's like,
I know. The only time I see him is when he's like bringing you a coffee. I see his hand
he is a
coming on
sweetheart.
the screen. I'm like,
He's
that's
good,
right. Bring
or
her
a puppy.
a coffee, please. Thank you.
Yes. Or a puppy. He brings me coffee and a puppy.
Nice.
What a sweet angel.
Coffee and a puppy.
Yeah. That's a very, very sweet thing. This is a really important comment. Vanessa, so many people think that sociopaths need to be mean and violent to be manipulative, but there are those that pull you in by pulling on your heartstrings and acting like they love you, and that is absolutely correct.
Absolutely. Yep.
A lot of people find victims of their crimes by faking injury, illness. Can you help me with this? Can you help me? Can I get a ride? Things like that you just literally don't think people would be that wild. Like they just wouldn't do that, and they do. And it's shocking, but it's the truth. And I think a lot of people just don't even want to face that. They'd rather think whatever else is going on, and they don't even want to see the dark side of humanity. But there is that, and we just have to be aware and almost embrace it. Like she said, if we actually look for it, maybe people want to stop doing that sometimes. Like, not like you need to go talk to serial killers, but when you notice that your friends are saying things that might be a little self-centered, or things that people struggle with, like their lives aren't happy when they're doing that. Like it can't be fun to just think about yourself all the time. Like that's not joy. So
I know, and taking pleasure, makes me think of David Miscavige, just taking pleasure in humiliating and hurting people. He's obviously a miserable, person.
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah. So, we're gonna be doing a hashtag. The wonderful children of Scientology and I were talking about hashtag Son of Scientology as a thing. Because Son of Sam, and Danny Masterson, and just taking apart what happens to the men and the boys in our former religion, because it's not just women who are victimized, it's men too, and everybody who hurts people typically is a hurt person, from what we know from just seeing things, and it'll be really nice to not only highlight all of the women who have been through so much, because we have, but also the men, so that no voice goes unheard, and that nobody's voice is more important than another.
I love that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm excited. I love true crime.
Yeah,
so it would be actually really fun for me to.
Yeah, I actually like true crime too.
Yeah.
And the possibilities are endless. It's like you can do whatever you want. I love
it. All
that
ties together.
Yeah, and I love that live stream that you did with Aaron about SPTV, what it is, what it isn't, and that was amazing. I was like posting it on all of my videos for several days because I just thought it was.
I'm
great.
So glad. Yeah, that was really a good talk, because it's a brand new thing. We just have to what are we doing here? And it's cool. It's like a genre, right? Like, whatever. Loose individuals making creative, I don't know, mine is like a protest. It's protest art.
Can I put this up about David Miscavige? Question, V, what do you think psychologically about DM playing with puppets like Dark Helmet and Spaceballs, of expensive puppets of people he is over in Scientology? I think he made a ventriloquist doll for Mike, and
so
that's Mike and Guillaume, and
I think that's really dark, like really dark. They're really into he's really into hurting people through degradation and like, how can I make this hurt and how can I embarrass them because it's my job, because I have to keep Scientology working. Like,
Right.
it's really, really dark. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's not safe. If he was a human being in the real world with just a normal life, I don't think he would do very well at all.
Sadistic. Yeah.
Yeah, sadistic,
Absolutely.
exactly.
And I think that is a common trait because while Marlene didn't, she didn't make puppets of us or anything. She kind of did made puppets of us, but she did love to humiliate you in the name of humbling you before God. This is good for you. It's good for your soul. Go wash those toilets with with no gloves inside the bowl, with your bare hands with a tiny sponge, and just constantly having to do menial tasks and not getting enough sleep and starving yourself and just throwing yourself on your face, that whole laying prostrate before God, just
It's
beating
doctrine
yourself
over
up.
person. Like, it's literally suspension of existence. How is that okay?
And that's why I always say, it's like, I always say that something sounds so silly as crocheting almost kept me in my body, I think. It was like my hands and the yarn and my mind, like trying to focus on doing something here and now constructive instead of trying to blank out and think about what it was going to be like to burn forever and ever and ever if I didn't do what she's told. Somebody who had suffered a fire, she didn't care. It was like Duncan always said, he felt like she would take the people that had the most trauma, the most terrible background, and make examples of them and almost be the hardest on them.
That's so evil. It's just evil.
She lives right up the street. She's in the house that Duncan helped to buy her. Yes. No, she's 85.
There's
She's
a lot of people who just got their lives made by grifting. And just convincing other people that they weren't good enough, and you were good enough the whole time, and for whatever reason, that lady's words like made you feel less than, and that's bull.
Yeah, well, now I like to say Marlene Sweeney any chance I get.
There you go.
She earned it. So
there you go, Marlene Sweeney.
Marlene
We are not cool with you, Marlene Sweeney. None of us here. None of the people watching.
Nope.
I would crochet joke things about that, but nobody would get it because my fault was so small. So instead of I'll keep working on Z News.
Yay!
Don't worry, Scientology will be just as small in about 3 years.
Hey, I love that. You guys have any last questions for me? I'm actually doing a graveyard shift tonight because I'm a crazy lady who works a lot. I'm a workaholic because I love dogs and buying my dogs food and taking them to the vet, and it costs a lot of money. So
make sure you put their wish list on your video or something because there's a wish list,
Amazon wish list that I have not posted anywhere.
Okay, let's do it.
I need to do that because I just need to start being like, I could actually use this tripod. It would make a better video or something like that, and letting people contribute if they'd like to, and not doing that. So I'm going to work on that this evening and get some stuff together and keep you guys posted on the channel. Oh, hi, Laura. Love you all. So much good words and advice and learnings. Off to the LFM show. Yeah, Laura's going on in just about 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, we will end. And thank you so much, V.
Thank you.
We'll close
thank
this
you guys
out
for
with
being here.
Yeah, good to see you.
And the people in the chat and having me on and like doing this show and just, it's really important.
Absolutely.
Oh, Duncan got let out, or he has a sidekick in his.
That's a great night. That's his ventriloquist doll.
Probably his twin.
That's what it is. That's right.
No, it was like an AI message sent to Scent for this time, so people think he's still breathing.
That's right. All right, sweetie, we'll let you go, and then we'll close out and send everybody to Laura.
Thank you.
Love you, honey.
You guys are so sweet.
Text me. All right. That was so fun.
That was a great time.
So we got a couple of comments that were kind of us specific.
Specific.
Yep, this was a couple hours ago. Yay, it's Tivo, the best guy I've ever slept with.
Oh.
He never woke me up once.
Nice.
Steve-O is truly the best guy to sleep with. Anybody
Really
can do it. Anybody can do it.
Anybody. I'm easy. It's all good.
Oh, I meant to make sure, V, if you're still listening, comment. V Boop, I have been involved in rescue for 26 years. I'm so glad to see people like you that are involved, young, full of love. I am proud of you. Aw.
Nice.
I meant to make sure I put that up. Retired social worker, cult researcher here. 30 plus years of clients' stories, outrage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Truly never suspected Scientology would still be standing, to be honest. Sammy in Nevada. Is that Nevada? Steve-O, you want to read some with your smooth voice?
He
your
is very smooth.
Sure. Pop one up.
Smooth operator. Okay, smooth operator.
Oh, now I got to sound like Alex for this one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hip hip cheerio. This TV show is a monumental part of Scientology's history. And
Good thing you probably left.
I think the future we will look back and credit it as integral to the downfall of Scientology. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Very
just
good.
happened?
It was kind of a Winston Churchill there.
What just happened?
I don't know. Cassie with an ass. YouTube definitely makes it real. The TV shows hit hard. It's okay. She told me I could say that.
Oh, okay. I thought you apologized
you know,
for that.
I did, and then she said it was okay. So I won't do it every time.
We don't
That would
want
be
you to
weird,
have to
but
make another public apology.
No. The TV shows hit hard, but there is still some distance. Seeing you guys telling your own stories and getting to see your personalities really drives it home.
Love it.
Yeah, it does. It's great to see a Vanessa or a Liz
Liz.
or you name it, right? Any of the exes. It's so great to see them from so close and yeah, hear them, not hear them produced with a camera and a filter and all that stuff. That just kind of makes, as real as it is, it just makes it feel Hollywood. And this is certainly not. So I agree.
Absolutely. Freezing new project of Farsec.
Farsec now, yes.
I love that.
He's added the Farsec. Right.
Are you able to speak freely or are you being monitored? Nick is not available right now.
Monitored.
Baby Angel, Marilyn, you're so supportive of yourself. I remember when you sent the first Xenu costume from Mike Pablo to AA Ron. Thanks. You're one of the OG SPTV supporters. Thank you, Baby Angel. I love that. That's so sweet. Jen writes, Marilyn, Coffee Cults Crafts. Sometimes the contrast of black type on white background can cause tracking problems and extra fatigue when reading, but other combos can be easier. Oh. Yeah.
I have white text on black because I'm using the
because you're the screen, but yeah, books don't really come that way. So I was talking about like I can't really read actual books. Although I am reading Liz Gale's books because it's she's not using a bunch of Scientologies, plus she's it's large print, so I love that. I like that. And if I read it out loud to Duncan, then I can concentrate better. It's just easier.
We did this one.
Oh, we did. Oops. Okay.
The puppet. No, it's all good.
Oh, okay. Freezing a project question, Marilyn. Have you ever seen some of the more extreme Christian beliefs where some of the monks had to whip themselves and wear items that harm them so they suffered like Jesus? Yes, I've heard about a lot of that. Some of the monks would sleep on like beds of nails, or like funny we call our guest room bed of nails. That's another whole story. But it's like that self-sacrificing, just torture to identify with Jesus, and also that whole thing about just turning yourself against yourself. It's very cults do that, and I would call that kind of extremism cult. Free Marlene Sweeney, I hear this this guy David Miscavige is looking for a new wife. Yeah, he wouldn't want her. She's 85 and she looks like, or did. I'm sure she looks 85 now. I haven't seen her in a while, but back in the day when she was my age, she was a full-blown cult leader at my age. She looked like I always say, she was like a female version of Keith Raniere. So, hot, right?
Wow.
Very much so.
And now she looks like this.
Oh no!
Wait.
Oh gee, you're gonna make us do this?
I gotta reach over and get the.
How come yours is so loud?
Who, mine?
Yeah.
I got a good microphone.
He's levitating.
Now we're getting out of hand.
All right.
I have a good microphone. Okay.
Yeah, yours is second best.
You know, we're like little bratty kids.
We really are. Oh,
Sorry,
no.
I don't have 11 Smith mic, guys.
But do you have Mini Steve-O?
Mini Chad.
Mini Chad.
No, it's
Where's
not
Mini
the same.
Chad?
It's not the same. Yours doesn't have a beard.
Jen writes, I'm not diagnosing your issue, but rather based on issues I encountered in the classroom. I want to offer a few things I could try on your own. Sure. Yeah, definitely. I would like to be able to read better. Okay, guys, what do you think? It's 11:02. Send everybody over to Laura FM.
Yeah.
And like and subscribe. I wasn't like and describe. I'm getting tired. Like and subscribe to her channel and to our channels if you haven't, please. Yeah. That would be wonderful.
Appreciate
Water Chat. Coffee Cults and Crafts. Denver Steve-O. Heart.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And Water Chat 9037.
90210.
I have to have you.
I should have did that. I should have made that.
Me at denverstevo.com. All right, that's his email. Though. I know. It's just at Denver Stevo. Denver Stevo, it is. Right?
Yeah.
I got to fix that. Okay. Maybe Stevio, Denver Steve. Maybe you can help me clean up some of this. I don't know what we need. I have Sinful Good.
I'm eye candy. I don't do work.
Oh, you guys.
I know, right?
I miss Julie because she used to, start questions and I was doing everything tonight.
Yep.
I don't even start questions when I'm going solo. I just read them off.
Guys look pretty.
Yeah. Pokemon and Cults. That was Liz Ferris's site.
Yep, that's a good
one. Channel,
that's a good
site.
one. Yep, sub 2.
Yep. And we have Rev Girl 9. I would highly recommend. She was in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Love me some Rev Girl 9.
Make sure you subscribe to the other 8 Rev Girls as well.
I only like Rev Girl 9.
Just 9.
And 7 of 9. 7 of 9 and Rev Girl 9. Yeah, we had a whole talk about. Did you see Duncan put that really shoot-you-do picture of 7 of 9, or what's her name?
Jerry Ryan.
Jerry Ryan. On the Coffee Cults and Crafts group.
Oh, I missed it. No, I'll go back and look.
Yeah, go back and look. There was some discussion about that.
Excellent.
Yep. All right, everyone.
Don't forget, everybody. Once you've after Laura FM tonight, swing on over to at Denver Steve-O. Starting in just under an hour, we'll be sleeping with Steve-O. So, yay.
I'm tired. I'm ready to sleep with Steve-O.
Come on over. Sorry, Duncan.
Very good.
All right, everyone. Good to see you. Oh, sending his heart. Bye.
Heart.
We'll see you soon.
Heart.
Bye.
Who's hitting the buttons?
Me.